Okay, welcome to game 22 of the 2022 World Cup. 2022, lots of 22s. So this game I'm playing against Carl Voss. I'm first. And I have this opening rack, which is kind of weird. Like, there aren't any good plays. All the plays I can make either don't score well or have a negative valuation, which means that the leaves that I'm keeping are worse than neutral in value. So, that being said, I could either play new, ween, we, u, or z. And I think z is just the play. I guess I could run sort of a small simulation here. There's also Zen. Oh, I didn't even see Zen. Huh. Well, let's look at when, and let's look at, yeah, I think those are the options. But in this position, I played Z. Thought this was pretty standard stuff. Obviously not super thrilled with the leave of a C and a W. But 24 points, not giving too much back. Seemed like the right call. Carl responds with FOU. And by the way, now that I'm 10 and 11, they make the pairings for 2 rounds. So based on my 10 and 10 record, I was, I think, playing people that were not doing as well in the tournament. The way that they pair these tournaments is it's sort of Swiss pairings where I think it's modified Swiss, where people that are doing similarly will play each other, but people that are like doing better are way likelier to have repeats amongst themselves. Whereas if you're not doing well, you get to play a bigger variety of opponents. So that also means that you get to play opponents that are potentially not doing nearly as well as you, or they're doing significantly better than you. I don't remember what Carl's record was, but I know that there was a couple of games that I played when I was doing poorly, where I was playing people that were doing even worse than me, like significantly worse in the tournament. So here Carl plays FOU. Yeah, exactly, CL, exactly. Here I played Caw. I could play Gnaw or Claw and Wangle. So these are all options. Wag, I guess, is also an option. This is a really nice board shaping play. Wag, where it's like you have to open the board if you make a play. Like there's not a single play you can really like make in this position after Wag that doesn't open the board. So yeah, Wag is actually interesting because I probably hit a decent amount of double doubles through the U and the G after Wag. But Claw keeping the EGN actually could be the standout play because it keeps a more workable leave than EGLN. Problem is it does open the C, which is probably not a big deal because he can't really start. If he has a bingo, he can't start it in C. And yeah. Yeah, it's not a big deal to put this C out there. So it is possible that I should have played Claw here instead of Caw. Maybe Claw or Gnaw here. But I think my choice was reasonable. I had my reasons for it. And yeah, it caused Carl to have to exchange, potentially if he didn't have to exchange after Claw. He might not have had to. So I see that as a win. And to LENG, I draw very well. I draw ADE, giving me many bingos, or just 2, I guess. Angeled and Gleaned. between angeled and gleaned. I wasn't quite sure which to play because on the one hand, giving back this double lane on the K row ending in E is a lot more dangerous than giving a double lane ending in G. The problem is that after angeled, the double lane is going to stay open more often a lot of the time, and I am allowing for plays on the 13 row that reopen the 14 row. So I thought that long term, angeled did worse for the board, which is why I chose gleaned to try and create this like barrier, wherein if Carl couldn't act very quickly, the board was going to get very unworkable very fast. So here I played gleaned, and Carl played tax for 27. And he blocks this double lane pretty convincingly and gives the I and A hook for taxi and taxa. Here, I actually have a decent amount of options. I chose to play city to really just limit options as much as possible. But it is a huge point sacrifice over something like techie or even itchy. However, if we look at the numbers after the play of city, Carl's averages are very poor in comparison with some of the other plays that score better. So I was very happy to take this sacrifice and really clamp down on the board, make it very hard for plays to do anything good for Carl. And so I played city. And you might see where this is going. Here Carl played org. And he actually played it for 18, which means he played it on the other side for one more point. And I draw from HII, I draw GABI, which looks really bad. But because of the way this board looks, I don't care. I just play GHI. I block this G and leave Carl with just this R to play to, which is a bingo lane, but I wasn't super concerned. Oh, I forgot to put my details box back. Sorry. But I was showing that the bingo chances after city and the average score for Carl were very low. So I played GHI, and Carl thinks for a very long time and actually makes a really nice play of resonated, which unfortunately he has a better play of oregano's. 8 more points does open a big triple, but it's definitely the right call to make. But he plays a 9-letter word, which is really cool. So yeah, resonated comes down, and actually for some reason, he actually had both blanks here. Oops, I forgot. Yeah, he played resonated with both blanks. And actually he still has oregano's. Look at this word. Oh my goodness. Hey, Mitch Bear. Lazarone. What in the world is that? Yeah, Carl had been taking a very long time on his plays, so I figured he probably did have a blank. He ended up having both. Playing resonated, but now look at this board. I'm up 46 points and I have nothing, like almost nothing to worry about. So I was feeling really good, especially since I drew the J, a very nice scoring tile. was able to play jab. I thought of maybe playing jag just to get rid of the G. Wasn't quite sure what the right call was. I didn't see that, I don't think. I don't think I saw a back eye, which is a pretty good play. Doesn't really give anything back. This eye is not a problem. Lazzarone, a homeless idler of Naples who lives by chance work or begging. Oh, wow. Huh. Interesting. Lazzarone sounds delicious. I guess it wasn't quite delicious. Yeah, Bacchai is a great play. Because I'll very often be able to score with a J next turn. But I think jab is fine. And yes, I kept the G. I had ing, okay? It's like, it's different. It's different when you have ing. Here, Carl plays KOS for 30. And again, I am just very, very happy here. Even though I have nothing good here, I'm very happy to exchange on this board. I decided to keep AN. I thought that I could keep the G if I wanted to, but I didn't want to. I thought that the unseen letters were 11, 15, 20, 22, 17 vowels, and a lot of consonants. So I thought that keeping a vowel, a consonant was pretty good. And between AN and IN, AN is already a better leave. Equal amount of I's to draw to A's, so yeah. A is better for scoring. I don't know. I wasn't really planning on ever bingoing this game, so I think just keeping something like that is fine. Here I think Carl played OR for 2. Oh no, he played OR for 2 here. That makes more sense. Oh, I'm still on Woogles. I should change that. I just got a match request. Yeah, so Carl plays OR for 2, trying to set up a lane here, knowing he needs to bingo. This makes sense, but unfortunately for him, what? Wait a second. Oh, I did keep IN. I should have kept AN. What the hell? I kept IN. He plays OR. I was like, how could I have this rack? But he gave me a perfect spot for a bingo to spend. Now the game is just over. He tries to what did he do here? How did he do this? I'm so confused. He played a phony here. Oh yes, he played this. He played Finister. So yeah, Carl Phony's here with Finister. He's thinking of Fenster and Philister. He said he was like, oops, didn't get away with it. He said he was pretty sure it was a word. But yeah, I challenged that off. And I'm like, wow, like good things are happening to me. How is this possible? So now I know that Carl has exactly Snifter on his rack. So I have to be careful to not give him a spot for Snifter, while trying to maximize my my scoring over 2 turns. So here I played while for 29 points, not giving him spot for Snifter, and setting my A up. And this is actually a play that I would like to simulate for a while, but I won't do it on stream. I don't actually know, like this is a position where Quackle will probably have a good idea what the best play is. But I thought this was really smart because he definitely doesn't have an A. I know his full rack, but when you have your opponent's full rack, it's a completely different game, and it should be pretty solvable. The only thing is by playing yeah, simulate for a while. By playing while, I was thinking that I was giving Carl the opportunity to make a really good like counterplay of just like FIT or FIN making FES, which would open a nice triple for himself that I would then have to address and hope he hadn't drawn an A for a while. So this is definitely a double-edged play because when you know your opponent's setting something up, you can make a counter setup and make it very difficult for them to try and decide what to do to use their setup or block your setup. And then their setup might just have been useless. So here I played while, not really sure if it was correct, but it gives him the opportunity to play Finn for 28, which he does, except he plays Fit. So I was happy to see Fit over Finn because I knew that the ERST leave was better than the NRS leave, but still a very good play to, I mean, normally you just don't ever want to do this because you're giving your opponent just an easy way to keep scoring. But in this position, Carl needs everything to go his way. So either I play with a while and he gets a huge bingo on the one row, or I have to sacrifice to block this spot, and then he draws an A for a while. So these were things that I did consider in making the play of while, but thought that it was still the best play. And here I actually got a bit scared because I kept AU and drew OUOVA. And I was ahead by 126 points, but that could potentially dissipate if I'm not careful. So I didn't see this beautiful play of Vodou, which keeps my A, or keeps two A's even, for the a while hook, and also scores and blocks the one row, which I think has to be the best play. I also considered VAU, but yeah, I don't think that's any better. RENS, so I know his full rack. Here I'll simulate for a while. But I played OVA. But I think Vodou has to be the right play. It's just so good. It's very hard to see this play, but I should have seen it. I do want to block this one row, even though it leaves the A column open, because there's no guarantee that he's drawn an A. I know that he has ENRS and that he can make plays here. I don't know that he can make plays on the A column. So all things being equal, I do want to rid ourselves of this threat. So Vodou does that beautifully. Must be right, missed it. So I played OVA instead, setting up VAU. I thought that VAU setting up OVA was not as strong. So this is 30. They score the same. If I play OVA keeping VAU, it scores the same as playing VAU keeping OVA. But I thought that giving Carl the chance to have like some play on the A column wasn't worth it. Like, because if I play VAU now, he can actually make another setup play and make me leave the A column alone, which I didn't want. So I decided to play OVA. Yeah, so I do that, and Carl makes another awesome play. This is the third play that he's made in the game that I was really impressed by. Resonated. Play of Fit. I was impressed with him having the guts to play that. And here he plays Omen for 9. And suddenly, my rack is this, and he's just set up another humongous spot. So all this was possible because of my play of While, which, although is like really nice to set myself up, allows my opponent the opportunity to create some threats elsewhere on the board. And I thought this was really brilliant tactics by my opponent, and also demonstrating the double-edgedness of making setup plays. Even when you have perfect knowledge of your opponent's rack, Carl was brilliantly able to create humongous threats, which are his only way to come back into the game. So he's setting up the S, of course, that I know he has. I still know that he has RS on his rack. And here there's just honestly nothing better to do um, than to play VAU. I mean, that's not necessarily true. I should probably have played U now. Why didn't I play this? Did I miss it? Oh, you why didn't I just do this? I think I got greedy here. Yeah. I think I got greedy. How's it going, Cloyce? Fish for talking. I think I was just like, yeah, you know what? I am happy that you've made these awesome plays. Please, please, please show me show me that these plays are going to help you. So I kind of actually just was rooting for Carl at this point, I think. Instead, I should just play you now, get rid of one of the threats, and call it a day. But decided to play VAU and get greedy, and maybe I would draw into a bingo. Like it might be the best play, but it doesn't really make sense, like tactically, to not block one of the spots if I can. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe this simulation is telling me that I'm a genius, or that my analysis right now is not very good. But yes, here Carl plays pair dewars for 76. And suddenly it's like, okay, this spot is convincingly blocked for bingos. This spot is still open. And I'm up 100. So things are fine here. I draw OI and I'm like, all right, there's still an S unseen. This spot could hurt if he has like QI or Kibla or something, but let's just block this spot. So I played Sorai because Sorai doesn't take any hooks. I put pattern Sorai blank, 0 words found. Sorai is already plural, and yeah, this convincingly blocks the O column for the rest of the game. If I play something like PU, it also blocks pretty convincingly, but still leaves possibilities of triples. So this is the sort of thing you have to be conscious of when you're up by a lot and your opponent's making openings. Sometimes you think you're doing a good job of closing, but you're actually creating situations that can actually just lose you the game, like opening triples. And even without opening the triples, giving opponent a Q spot with PU is just not worth it. Rather keep the U and maybe draw a Q play myself. So Sorai comes down, and here Carl pretty much gives up, plays Matt. He's down 76. There might still be some play left for him. But unfortunately, I drew, well, fortunately for me, I drew the Q, and here I made a very weird play, I think. I played POI, but I guess there's nothing better, right? I played POI. It's just giving back a huge scoring spot for no reason. But, huh. Thank you, Matthew. Resubbing for 3 months, not even with Prime. Appreciate it, man. I played POI. Why did I do this? What was my thinking? Was I going for some Q play? 60 in the bag. Why did I do this? What is this? What is this play? Anyways, I played Poi. Whatever. You know what? Whatever. I have no explanation for this. Oh, hold on a sec. Ah, I'm an idiot. I played Poi for 5. I was like, why did I play Poi here? I played Poi for 5. I was like, wait, didn't I make a Q setup? So here I played Poi for 5, setting up my Q. Yeah, that was cute. Okay. I remember this game now. So I played Poi setting up QI. Sadly, I mean, unless I draw an A, I'm not going to be able to play off my Q with a U. But I thought this was funny because it doesn't really open anything, and it's kind of hard to deal with unless you have a good play there. And I thought that because of this game where of like Carl's making really nice setup plays, I would make one. I would make a second one after playing a while. I see. Yes. So yeah, this is a nice artistic game by both players. So here, I think Carl played Biro for 15, not even thinking about um, me setting up my Q. And here I drew the A's, so I considered playing Qua instead of QI. But I thought there was value in leaving one in the bag, which Cockle disagrees with. We'll run championship player again. I don't know. Emptying the bag. The problem was like he could bingo out with like Starling or Greasily. I saw a bunch of out bingos he could have, and I wanted to have another play. Yeah, okay. So Quackle disagrees with himself if you run championship player more than once. I thought that like there was no reason to let Carl bingo out and get all my points. So I played QI, and he played Stagily, which I held for a brief moment before accepting. I had drawn to this rack. He has EL, and I miss another cool play. Eruve for 34. Or did I miss that, or did I see it? I played Vane. It's the same end game, I guess. Yeah, I think I actually saw Eruve. Yeah, thinking back, I think I saw that I actually solved the end game and that these plays were tied. And game ends 473 365. I actually won a game. I can actually win a game like handily. So this game was important for my ego. I thought that I played decent defense this game. I really don't know about this play, and the rest of the plays seemed fine. But yeah, I really don't know what to think about this position. But yes, finally a win. So back to 11-11 after 22 games. And yeah, I was stuck playing people that were doing poorly, so I was hoping that would help me win games because they're stuck playing me, who's not supposed to be doing poorly. But yeah, that was the game. Hope you enjoyed, and see you next episode.